Assalamu alaikum. This is Shahid Munir and you are watching Clean and Creative official YouTube channel. हर क्लास के 100% गेस्ट पेपर्स के लिए हमारा चैनल विजिट करें। अगर आप चैनल पर नए हैं तो सब्सक्राइब करके घंटी का बटन ज़रूर दबाएं। शुक्रिया।
Mass Biology Guest Papers. Chapter No. 15 Homeostasis. Short questions. Define homeostasis. Differentiate between osmoregulation and thermoregulation. What is renal failure? Compare hypertonic and hypotonic environment. Give the characteristics of xerophytic plants. So, give the special feature of Malpighian tubules. What do you mean by hyperoxaluria? What are heat shock proteins? Define endotherms and ectotherms. Long questions. Discuss the nature of excretory product in different habitats. Discuss the liver as an excretory organ. Discuss excretion in plants. Discuss some kidney problem with their cures. Chapter No. 16 Supports and movement. Short questions. What is ligament? Distinguish between the following. A. Bone and cartilage. B. Axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Brachialis and brachioradialis. Define secondary growth and give it significance. Write two characteristics of parenchymatous tissues. What is synovial joint? What is rickets? Give its treatment. Differentiate between tendons and ligaments. Differentiate between active flight and passive flight. Long questions. Different between exoskeleton and endoskeleton. Explain. Give an account of skull bones. Describe different types of joints. Explain sliding filament model. List the functions of skeleton. List the main parts of axial skeleton. Chapter No. .17 Coordination and control. Short questions. What is the difference between CNS and PNS? What are the functions of parathyroid gland? Define the term hormone. Write a note on Alzheimer's disease. What is chlorosis? Give two commercial applications of gibberellins. What is reflex arc? List the 4 types of hormones with examples. Define habituation with an example. Long questions. Describe in detail the role of adrenal glands. Define nerve impulse. Explain the mechanism involved by labeled diagrams. Describe the structure and functions of the different parts of human brain. Write note on pituitary gland. Chapter No. .18 Reproduction. Short questions. How is seed formed? What is the importance of seed in the life cycle of a plant? Define parthenocarpy with examples. Briefly describe vernalization. What do you know about the term oviparity? Explain estrus cycle. Explain the role of gonadotropins in human female. Long questions. Describe human female's menstrual cycle. What are functions of placenta during pregnancy? Chapter No. .19 Growth and development. Multiple choice. Point 1. Neurula is the stages which embryo has. A. Blastocele. The Gorn layers. C. Neural. Tubed. Archenterins 2. The mesodermal cells do not invigilate but migrate medially and caudally from both sides and create a midline thickening called A. Hension's nodeb. Primitive streak. C. Epiblast. Hypoblast. Short questions. What is differentiation? Differentiate between growth and development. What is meristem? Difference between primary growth and secondary growth. How aging can be slowed down. What are neoblasts? Define regeneration. Give one example. Long questions. Describe in detail the developmental process of chick. What is development? Describe the principles of development in detail. Chapter No. .20 Chromosomes and DNA. Short questions. What are the 3 major classes of RNA? What is the function of RNA polymerase in transcription? What is anticodon? Differentiate between heterochromatin and euchromatin. Define nucleotide and nucleoside. Define promoter. Define central dogma and name its steps. Define codon and anticodon. What are point mutations? Give examples. Long questions. Prove that DNA is the heredity material. How did Meselson and Stahi show that DNA replication is semi-conservative? Chapter No. 21 Cell cycle. Short questions. What are the functions of meiotic apparatus? How can you identify the cancer cells? Give importance and significance of meiosis. Define chromosomal non-disjunction. What are symptoms of Turner syndrome? Define cell cycle. Highlight its importance and significance. Is interphase a resting phase? Why? Write any two difference between normal cells. How meiosis plays its role in producing genetic variations. Differentiate apoptosis from necrosis. Long questions. Why and how do the chromosomes get separated during anaphase of mitosis? What is the role of centriole in an animal cell? How is this function carried out in plant cell? Define disjunction and discuss its effect. Describe meiosis and explain its significance. Chapter No. 22 Variation in Genetics. Short questions. Difference between phenotype and genotype. Difference between gene and allele.
Trait. Give an example. What is MODI? Long questions. What is incomplete dominance? Explain it with example. Define and explain test cross. Also give its significance. Describe different patterns of sex. Determination. Explain XOXX and ZZZW types of sex determination. Sequence. A genome. Example. Weinberg theorem. Give its formula. Evolution. Chapter No. 0.25 Ecosystem. Short questions. What are the biogeochemical cycles? Sketch 3 main steps in nitrogen cycle. What do you know about the term ecosystem? Define population and community. Define biosphere. Differentiate between syncology and autocology. How primary succession differs from secondary succession. Things. Are they important to survive in a biome? What can you conclude about all the physical and biological factors in an environment? What is biosphere? What must the biosphere provide for living things? Why is biosphere absent on Moon? Define ecosystem. Describe its biotic components. Explain zero-zero succession stages. Zones in lake ecosystem. Give the names of some major ecosystem on land in Pakistan. Ecosystem. Chapter No. 0.27 Man and his environment. Short questions. What is ozone layer? What do you mean by non-renewable resources? What is difference between deforestation and afforestation? What is water pollution? What is acid rain? What is algal bloom? Define wildlife. Give its important role. Rain. A depletion.